Scouts of Troop 51, family and friends. My name is Justin Moya. I'm the Scoutmaster of Troop 51, and this afternoon we have the pleasure of honoring Sebastian and Damian Marano at their Eagle Scout Court of Honor. On behalf of the Scouts and leaders of Troop 51, welcome and thank you for joining us. And now call on Mr. Sean here, who will be the Master of Ceremonies for the rest of the night.
Thank you, Justin. Good evening, everyone. I am Sean Collier. I'm an Assistant Scoutmaster with Troop 51, and I've been very honored to be here this evening with all of you to pay great honors to Sebastian and to Damian and to Scouting at large. I had this awesome opportunity way back in 2012 to kind of get started in the second part of my scouting career. I am an Eagle Scout as well, dating way back, and was able to kick off a new leadership and a den at PAC 6 back in 2012 with Sebastian and my son and some other boys there, and had the graceful assistance of my wife in leading PAC 6 for a number of years. And so it's really cool to be able to see this kind of come full circle. So thank you all for being here to honor Maranos, scouting, and just have a great time tonight. So with that, let's get this party started. And if I could have Micah, could you please come up? Yeah, come on. And lead us in an invocation, please.
Please prepare yourself in the manner you're accustomed to. Lord, we thank you for bringing us all here together to celebrate Damian and Sebastian Marano's achievement of reaching the Eagle Scout rank. Today, we are here to appreciate the time and effort they have given to their community through Scouts. So we ask for nothing but prosperity for these two young men and their family. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Roger. All right, now for our opening, I will ask our Scouts from Troop 51, led by our Senior Patrol Leader, Mr. Dylan Moya, to come up. His color guard will be Bryce, Evan, Micah, and Emery. All yours.
Color guard attention. Color guard advance. Color guard cross. Color guard, prepare to raise colors. Audience, please place your right hand over your heart. Scouts and Scouters, salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Color guard, post the colors. Color guard, return. Color guard dismissed. Audience, you may be seated. Scouts and Scouters, please present your Scout sign. Join me in the Scout oath and the Scout law. On my honor, I will do my best
to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Please join me in the Scout law.
A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
2, thank you.
All right, to get us officially kicked off for this evening, it's time to invite Mr. Bob Putney up here. Bob?
Thank you, sir. On behalf of the Boy Scouts of America National Council, I officially open this National Court of Honor.
All right, short, sweet, thank you. All right, so now's the fun part. We get to talk a little bit more about the the journey that these boys have had through scouting and to learn a little bit more about what they've done. As a fast entrant to the meeting here, I'd like to call upon Assistant Scoutmaster Sage Hyder to give us a little bit about their scouting history.
I did not have the pleasure of knowing these two as they started their scouting career, but as they've gotten older, and I've had the ability the last few years as they joined Troop 51 to see them grow into some amazing young men, not just in scouting, but the other things that they've involved with, whether it's school, whether it's sports, whether it's band, MLA. These are two wonderful young men that are more than just Eagle Scouts, so I want to recognize that beyond what we're doing today. A little history. The script says I should start with Damian, but I think I'm going to start with Sebastian. So Sebastian started Cub Scouts in Tigers. Tigers is the first level of scouting at that time. First grade scout comes in. You work a lot with your parents, spending a lot of time with that. You move on to Wolf, you start doing that. More activities that are getting a little bit more older. By the time you get to Bears and Weebelows, the scouts are doing a little bit more of the work, and the parents are there to supervise and make sure that everything's safe. Moved on to Troop 6 here in San Luis Obispo. Boy Scouts is a little bit different, right? You come in, parents get to say, all right, step in and be an adult now and learn how to manage yourself. And so Sebastian started Troop 6, got his scout rack in his tenderfoot rank before moving up to Atascadero to join us in Troop 51. Troop 51 went on the fast track, decided they wanted to get this thing done before you get too old and before you get distracted by fumes and perfumes and things like that. So worked very, very quickly. Got the second class scout April of 2022 and first class a month later. So got through those two ranks very quickly. Star Scout about 6 months later, Life about 6 months later. Worked hard, got the Eagle, as you know, on November 30th of 2023. So amazing way to get through that very, very quickly, but making sure that everything was fulfilled, everything was done properly. This was not something that was just given to you. This is something you earned. So along the way, earned 38 merit badges, so beyond the required needed to be the Eagle Scout, getting 3 palms, which recognizes an achievement beyond the norm for an Eagle Scout. In the Troop 51, a lot of leadership positions, starting out just a patrol leader and guide, but then being our bugler. I know that your musical abilities helped our troop when we had some activities that needed that. Senior patrol leader and assistant senior patrol leader before that, and now junior assistant scoutmaster as an Eagle Scout. We look forward to you being part of the troop, being more of a leader and a presence there to help out the younger scouts there. Some of the nice achievements that Sebastian had, the Emergency Preparedness BSA Award. So when you see things happening around the world and you hear about people stepping in and being part of the solution, this is part of the solution right here. So whether there's an emergency going on, when people need help, this is an amazing thing to see what you can learn and take to other places on there. The Mile Swim BSA Award, National Outdoor Achievement Award in camping, and Pioneer Hiking Award. So doing a lot of different types of activities, showing that you have the ability, not just the academics, but also the physical and mental to get through those accomplishments. So congratulations, Sebastian, on doing that and being to the point where you are right now that we're celebrating today. So Damian, again, started at Tiger Scouts 2 years after his older brother there. Started out as Tiger Scout in first class, same kind of route. Go to Wolf, go to Bear, get into Weebelows, start being a little bit more of a self-sufficient, completing some requirements that you need to, and of course the Arrow of Life, the highest rank in Cub Scouts. It's the only rank that you get to bring forward with you as you go into Boy Scouts. Both of these did achieve that. Again, starting in Troop 6, Scout rank in Tenderfoot, similar as Sebastian did, and then coming up to join us in Troop 51, and kind of the same routine. Right away, got the second class, a month later, first class, Star Scout about 6 months later, Life Scout about 6 months after that, and the Eagle Scout, as we know, November 30th. So working together as a team, Team Marano, each other and their family to make this happen. Very, very impressive thing. Damian has to outshine his brother in one way, where Sebastian had 38 merit badges. Damian ended up with 42. too. So, way to go, buddy. So I've got a couple extra on there. Getting a 4th Palm Min to be awarded with your Eagle badge is a very impressive endeavor. So congratulations on that. Leadership positions, just like any good scout, starts out at the troop level or the patrol level, being a patrol leader, patrol guide, assistant senior patrol leader, and then senior patrol leader. And now a junior assistant scoutmaster as an Eagle Scout. Again, I task you to stay involved and help the younger scouts do the same achievement that you've got. Okay? Events and achievements, Emergency Preparedness BSA Award. So again, you are the one with knowledge. I remember a few years ago there was a train crash up in Portland area, and a gentleman jumped in, saved several lives, came out and they said, "Wow, why did you do that?" He says, "I'm an Eagle Scout." And so that's what you are prepared for. Any emergency that comes up, getting these awards does not just reflect as an award, but it's the knowledge that you have and the ability that you have to take that into the community around you. Kayaking BSA Award, National Outdoor Achievement Award for Camping, and National Youth Leadership Training, NYLT. And so we train you to be an adult, and at this point, the Eagle Scout is not just a youth anymore. You're a little bit more than that. So congratulations on everything you've done, both of you. Like I said, not just here in scouting, but everything you've done in your life. I really look forward to what you're going to do over the next 10 years, and I know that you have the ability to just make the world a better place for those people around you, whether that's moving on to something further in education, further in communities, but always going to be influencing the people around you because you have that good background that your parents and those around you contribute to, and go Team Marano, way to go.
Thank you, Mr. Ryder. So I was listening to all these achievements that they've managed to work on, to work through, and I was trying to remember a stat from years ago about the percentage of Scouts PSA members that actually become Eagles. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that number is 6%. Does that sound about right? Right? So think about that, right? 6% of the membership, people, young men and women who join Scouts PSA, actually achieve the rank of Eagle, right? It's rarefied air. It's kind of interesting. It's really very impressive. For those of us, there's I see a lot of Scouters in here tonight. So for those of us who are in it, we're in it every day, just like it's hard to see your child develop and grow and learn. But from the outside, it really is the unknown. It's this level of achievement that is something to always be in awe of. And you should always be very proud of yourself. So hold that as we come to the rest of this section here. So for this next section, I'm going to ask some Scouts to come up and help me. If I could have Bryce, Micah, and Emery come up here. They're going to help me with lighting things on fire. Oh, wait. Share that, please. So I want to spend a minute, talk a little bit about the Eagle. This side, guys. We don't want to light the chairs on fire. Okay. So a little bit about the Eagle at large, its symbolism. And so the appeal of this majestic eagle, right, we look at the crest down below here, has been felt by every great person, every society, civilization, dating back to, recorded history. When we think about the Egyptians, the eagle was a messenger of the gods and the sun, a symbol of eternal life. Think about the Romans. He was a carrier of Jupiter's thunderbolts, a sign of power. The Native Americans, he stood as the incentive to valor and the pledge of victory. Today, as Americans, the eagle is a living symbol of all courageous and freedom-inspiring citizens. When the Eagle Scout badge was originally developed in 1912, it was decided that a small silver eagle would be suspended from a tricolor ribbon of red, white, and blue. And so it remains today. I want to share with you kind of 5 key responsibilities that highlight what it means to be an eagle as you move on. First and foremost, the responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. Honor is the foundation of all character. I know as no strangers to service in all that you do, and all the Scouters here in this room, honor is essential. It is the key point of your character. We know that a Scout is trustworthy, and it's the very first point of the Scout law for that reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not because honor is important to him, but because he sets the example for other Scouts and other citizens. Living honorably reflects credit on his home, his troop, his community, his family. So may the white of the Eagle badge remind you to always live with honor. Thank you, Bryce. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. A Scout is true to his family, to his leaders, his friends, his school, his community, his nation. I think of expanding circles of responsibility and loyalty. His loyalty to his troop and his brother Scouts, if not his direct brother, makes him pitch in and carry his share of the load. All of these help to build the loyalty that means devotion to community, to country, and to one's own ideals. Let the blue of the Eagle Scout badge always inspire your loyalty. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which people measure themselves and others. Mr. Hyder shared a story just a second ago, a number of years, that train wreck in around Portland area. Right? Think of how brave, how courageous that person was to dive into the scene of absolute pandemonium. Right? And you do it by instinct, you do it by training, by loyalty. But that courage comes in scenes like that, as well as scenes of, standing up to MC something right away. Right? Courage comes in many different shapes. Hold on to it in those moments when you think, I'm not sure if I should. I don't know if I can do that. Courage will help you get through. So to a Scout, bravery means only the courage to face danger, but also the determination to stand up for what is right. With faith in his fellow citizens, he looks forward to each day seeking his share of the world's work to do. That's a great line. His share of the world's work to do. We all have a lot of work to do in this world, all of us, to contribute to our society. And you're going to find your share, and you're going to make sure it gets done. So let the red of the Eagle badge remind you always of courage. Thank you. The fourth obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful, to remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile. The red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of a second-class Scout rank, which has an upturned smile. Look how far a smile can get you in the world. It's pretty far. The fifth critical responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. Again, his family is no stranger to that. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to all those who toil up Scouting's trail, just as others helped him to climb. The performance of a daily good turn. Did you do yours today? We'll put you on the spot today. Takes on new meaning when he enters an adult life and the continuing service to others and to your community. The eagle stands as the protector of the weak and of the helpless. He aids and comforts the unfortunate and the oppressed. He upholds the rights of others while defending his own. He will always be prepared to put forth his best. You each deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest rank, 6%. Remember to wear your award with humility, and be mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. That is the most important thing I can say to you. I have so many friends that I went through Scouting with, and again, we have so many Scouters who've been in this room and seen many Eagles come before them. We expect you to be better than us, to be better than all of those Eagles, because you can. We expect you to live up to each of those ideals and each of those responsibilities. So may the Scout Oath and Law be your guides for tomorrow and on into the future. You need to see each other. Thank you. So with that, you can just look up there. No. I'm going to ask Scoutmaster Boya to come join us up here for the presentation of the Scout ranks.
Damian, Sebastian, I just want to say a couple of words. It has been a true honor. They obviously started off on the right foot. By the time I got them, I just got them to the finish line. You started a sprint, and I just gave them the run in space. A true pleasure having you guys in Troop 51. I mentioned it, last week, but the spirit you guys brought, the energy level, it was definitely a tangible buzz in the air, if you will, and it might have been a little bit of trumpet and some taps, but great for you guys. I really look forward to seeing what you guys do in the coming future, and this is just going to help you get there and add to it. But you're excellent gentlemen, and moving forward, I think everyone in this room is looking forward to see where you guys end up. So with that, if you guys will please join me. Damian and Sebastian, having confirmed all readiness for the reception of this award, it is now time to formally present you with this badge of accomplishment. And Mr. Collier, join me.
Be brave. You ready? So Mr. Hyder mentioned earlier about awards that you bring forward with you from Cub Scouts, which the Arrow Light is one of those. And then, of course, once you age out as a scout, you get another knot to follow along with you, which is your Eagle Scout knot, for those of us that are too old now to wear the badge.
Yes.
Producer.
And you actually got to wear yours, so congratulations, because some of us are kind of, didn't have much time to do that. At this point, we will now do the Eagle Charge. Will all Eagle Scouts here tonight please stand and renew your Eagle Scout promise as Damian and Sebastian join our brotherhood. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout.
The obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best
On my honor, I will do my best
to make my training an example
to make my training an example,
and my rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting
and my rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting,
and for better citizenship in my troop,
and for better citizenship in my troop,
in my community and in my contacts with other people.
in my community and in my contacts with other people.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
Thank you, Eagle Scouts. Damian Sebastian, I charge you to enter this Eagle Scout Brotherhood, holding before you the ideals of honor and service. Though the words you used just now are similar to those by which you joined scouting, today they mean more than they ever could have meant at the time. When you pledge yourselves on your sacred honor, you seal your loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout. It is my privilege and pleasure to pronounce you Eagle Scouts. May the oaths you have taken remain true within your hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, Scouts and Scouters, present to you, Eagle Scouts, Damian and Sebastian Marano.
You ready?
Yeah. Wrote down a few words. So, first of all, I'd like to talk a little bit about my project. The recipient of my Eagle Scout project was the Fine Arts Academy in Atascadero, known as the FAA. It introduces children from grades 4 to 8 to the fine arts, such as singing, acting, pottery, and drumming, and so much more through electives. I attended the fine arts all the way from 4th to the 8th grade, and while I was there, I made lifelong memories, met friends, mentors, and learned many lessons and skills. When I was in the planning phase of my project, it wasn't very hard to choose the fine arts as a recipient. After a few meetings with the principal, I decided on a bench and 3 planners to beautify the front of the school. I remember waiting after school on the hot and hard concrete, because occasionally my parents' work would not allow them to pick me up on time. Through this project, I hope to alleviate that discomfort from students. Thanks to the plant expertise of my grandma and grandpa, Mr. Wayne for providing his tools, home, and guidance, the Scouts who helped me in the construction, and most of all, my parents for pushing and motivating me to make my goal. I remember the long nights where we would argue about what merit badge we need to do, planning. And I remember all through the way you guys were by my side, and I guarantee I wouldn't have been able to make this project without your guys' support. So thank you so much. Lastly, I'd like to thank everybody here. Every person in this room has aided me in some way or another. I can list hundreds of memories, lessons, and experiences you all have given me, but we'll be here for a while. So with that, I'd like to give the floor to my brother for his remarks.
So similarly to my brother, I went to the fine arts and I experienced the same lessons and classes that he did. And one that really struck deep with me was music. I took the string orchestra class and I got into music through there. And I continued in high school with band. Like scouting, my journey with music very deeply impacted me and who I am as a person today. So when time came for the Eagle Project, I knew that I wanted to give back to my high school's music program. The district only funds a minute percentage of the money that the music program needs for the band, the string orchestra, the jazz band, and the guitar classes. So we were low on a lot of materials that we needed, and the guitar class especially was not being well attended to. The equipment was run down, where we were storing them was not safe, and there was no way to hold students accountable for how they treated or mistreated their instruments. So my project included fundraising to get a classroom grade guitar rack that would fit all the new instruments, clear out all of the misused space, and we made a organizing system that will assign each and every student a guitar. We know which one it is. If it ends up missing or broken, then we'll know who did it. And that really made it easier for my band director and the music program, so we can more efficiently use the funds there. For this project, a lot of the help came from my family, the troupe, and as well as the community, as we did a lot of fundraising that would not have happened without them. I want to reiterate what my brother said. This accomplishment that we have achieved would not have been possible without the help of a lot of people, starting from the beginning of our scouting journey with the Colliers and Evan over here, and then our adult leaders from Troop 6 and the scouts from Troop 6, and of course my family, who have been there since literally day one. Troop 51. Yeah. Oh yeah, Troop 51. Troop 6 was a thing too. But I want to again thank my mom and my dad very deeply for raising us the way they did, and teaching us what is right, what is wrong. Sometimes I lost sight of this goal right here, and I would think that maybe you would have wanted it more than I did, but deep inside me I knew that this was something that I wanted to achieve, and you made sure and you helped keep us accountable to reach this goal. And in the big picture of things, we would not be standing here today if it weren't for you two, so thank you very much. Oh, I do know what is next. The pins.
Yeah, that's right. So let's see. Yes. I'm back on track now. No worries. So, as a symbol of all these really kind words, you're all good there. You're gonna have to come up now, though. So, as a symbol to what their mother and father have made possible through their endless help and support, I'll now ask Damian and Sebastian to present their mother and father with equal pins. Damian and Sebastian, if there's been an adult who has been particularly inspirational, encouraging, or helpful to you in your scouting career, I ask that you present that person and give them an answer.
Mr. Moore, can you please come? Ever since I joined Troop 51, you've been a great mentor to me. You've taught me some of the lessons person ever. So thank you, Mr. Marano.
I want to add on to what my brother said. When we came to Troop 51, we had no idea who was there. Evan was there for a little bit, but we just got there when he eagled out. But Mr. Moy has been there for us since we were there. He really helped us get comfortable with the new troop, and he really did provide us with everything we needed to succeed as scouts in Troop 51. So thank you. Mr. Luce, Mr. Luce. So, you were an incredible a source and mentor to us during the Eagle Scout project. You would call us every what is it, Saturday? Every Saturday. We were on the right track. When time came for us to do our Eagle project, we went to you and you did everything we needed to do. You helped us with the paperwork. You made sure everything was in order, and we couldn't have done it without you. So thank you very much, Mr. Luce.
We'd now like to invite a guest speaker, Mr. Van Dolen, member of the Las Padres Council Eagle Review Board. Come up and say a few words, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Collier.
You bet.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Steve Van Dolen. I want to thank Damian and Sebastian and the Marano family and all of Troop 51 for inviting me to talk to you here this evening. My role and directly with these fellows in scouting is I'm part of our Eagle Review Board here for the North County. Ms. Zuniga also serves on that with me. Mr. Luce helps out with that from time to time as well. And we have the privilege of really meeting these young men and young women who are on the verge of getting their Eagle Scout right near the finish line, as has been referred to a couple of times. I get to work with them with their Eagle projects, their Eagle proposal ideas. But the great thing is I also get to work with the troops to help make sure that the troops are really doing all that great support work at the troop level. And Troop 51 is a great example of a troop that's doing it well. They have a lot of great resources and great people who know what they're doing to help these scouts be successful in their planning of their proposal. So by the time they get to us at the review board to get approval of their proposal, it's usually a slam dunk because they've had such great support by the time they get to us. And then they go off and they do their Eagle project, benefiting their community, as the fellows described, their projects. And then they come back to us when it's finally that Eagle Board of Review. And we get a chance to talk with the scouts and they get a chance to talk with us. It's a little different than the boards of review perhaps that they had for those earlier ranks for Scout and Tenderfoot and second class, where they might be asked to tie a knot or to tell about the steps of first aid. But when we get to that Eagle Scout Board of Review, it's really to have a conversation with these cream of the crop individuals. To hear from them about their love and their passion for scouting, all the years that they put into it. And when they're finally at this point where it's coming to full understanding and fruition to them, how much they love scouting, how important it's been for them, and how it's going to continue to be a part of their lives going forward. And no surprise, I can tell you that Damian and Sebastian each did a fantastic job at their board of review, talking about those very things. Their love for scouting, the great time they've had, the passion that they have, and what they're going to do in the future, and their gratitude for all the great leaders, parents, adults, and fellow scouts that helped them on their journey. So no great surprise. Now, as was mentioned earlier by Mr. Collier, 6% of those scouts in scouting make it to Eagle Scout, which means a lot of them don't. But we're here today, certainly to celebrate 2 who did. But I want to tell you, the other evening at a similar scouting recognition function, our council scout executive, Carlos Cortez, mentioned that 6% factor of the scouts who make it to Eagle. But then he put that in even greater terms for us to understand that of all the young people who are out there, all the boys and girls are out there, only 2% of all those even become scouts in the first place. So if you think about all the young people who are out there, if only 2% of those become scouts, and then of that small margin, only 6% of those become Eagle Scouts, it becomes very apparent that we're really talking about the cream of the crop here. But again, for all of you around this room, that's no surprise. You know who we're talking about. Two of the finest young men you'll ever meet sitting right here. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. In my day job, I'm a prosecutor for the district attorney's office here in San Luis Obispo County. So that means I spend my 9 to 5 working with people who have gotten in a lot of trouble. And that could be any variety of trouble. You hear about it on the news, you see it in the newspaper, you know what we're talking about. And so with those people, we're dealing with consequences. We're dealing about how much time they're going to be on probation, or jail, or prison, or something more severe. So for me, it is absolutely a privilege to get to spend my non-work hours working with great people like these two young men here, and all these young men seated around the table, and all the parents and leaders around here too, who similarly recognize that the scouting program is a blessing for our young people, for our families, and for our communities to make this a better place. Now, the last thing I'll tell you is those people that I deal with in my day jobs, to a person, they will often say the reason they ended up where they're at is because when they were younger, they maybe didn't have a supportive family, or a supportive group organization, or supportive extracurricular activity, or a strong, supportive, positive group of friends or role models to help get them on the right course. Now, we look around this room and we see great friends, great role models, great supporting parents and families, great mentors in the community who guarantee the success of everyone. And those of us who work with the troops, and our scouts and our troops, we know that these two fellows have a lot of gifts and blessings on their own. And I think these guys would be superstars even if they didn't find the scouting program. They'd be superstars wherever they ended up because they're pretty gosh darn good. And they've got a lot of great families supporting them that are going to make them be successful. But we know in working with our scouts that not everybody has maybe the same amount of gifts. That's where we're there to help them find their gifts, find their place, find where they're special, and to take that and then become part of that 6% of our community that makes it to Eagle Scout. So sure, the people that I deal with, on the day-to-day basis, we're not talking about those people, but we are talking about the young people who can make a difference in the choices you make every single day. And not just the choices to be a scout, but let's take this the next step. These two young men right here. And by the way, I want to tell you, the other night at this scouting celebration, they also were both very kind in leading our opening prayer and our closing prayer, and talked about their Eagle projects to the group that was there too, over 100 people. And again, they did a fantastic job and knocked it out of the park. But I want you to think about these two young men. First of all, Sebastian, interested in going into the medical field. Maybe as a doctor, maybe as a nurse, something in the medical field. A very prestigious career, but at its heart, it's about serving others, taking care of other people. What more can any of us ask for any of our scouts to have as his or her goal than something where they're going to continually serve other people? And then Damian, a great athlete, someone who's a great member of a team who wants to make himself the best athlete, compete maybe someday in Division I sports, but also not only for himself, but to raise up all of his teammates so they can be the best and most competitive team too. These are all lessons that permeate scouting, they permeate other organizations, DMLA, and every other thing that these gentlemen are involved in. But they're also through all the things that are important to each of us as scouters, and to all of you young men seated around the table there, whether you're already an Eagle Scout or you're each on the way to becoming an Eagle Scout. So we're pretty blessed to be here, to be in this room, part of this troop, this program, to know these two young men. And what I want to challenge each one of you is to take that challenge further. Find a friend at school who needs something like scouting and bring him in. Or maybe a scout at the troop who hasn't exactly found his way yet. Maybe one of those new Webelos who bridged over recently, who's still finding his way. Welcome them in, because throughout their course of scouting, it's going to change their lives and change the lives of everyone around them. The last thing I'll tell you is when we talk to the scouts at their Eagle Border Review, we talk to them about their understanding and recognition that they're not just an Eagle Scout now, today. They're an Eagle Scout for life. A few minutes ago, Mr. Moya led the Eagle Scout charge, and you saw that there were several of us in the room who are also Eagle Scouts, are Eagle Scouts. We may have been at this point a couple of years ago, but we're still Eagle Scouts today. And so we asked those questions of both Damian and Sebastian. What does it mean to you, the idea, the responsibility, the privilege of being an Eagle Scout for life? No surprise. They both absolutely understood it, embraced it, talked about the ways that they're going to continue to serve scouting throughout their entire lives. And that, to me, is exciting for all of us for the future. So again, thank you to the Marano family. Thank you, Troop 51, Damian, Sebastian. Thank you for letting me come and talk to you tonight. Truly my privilege and pleasure to be here. And I just can't wait to see where you guys go next in your awesome adventures. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Van Dolen. So now I would like to ask the Troop 51 Committee Chair, Rochelle, could you come up, please, and read some of the letters and certificates of recognition that have been presented to Damian and Sebastian? Do we have those there? Or
Yes. I'm not going to read them all.
Okay, it's a lot, I'm sure.
There's a lot. I'll just talk over here. I'm not going to read them all. But I wanted to share a few notes of what all of that is. And so the point that it's the whole tape. That's also why I'm not going to read them all. And knowing that they've achieved an amazing honor. And I had the pleasure of speaking with Mayor Marano yesterday. And again this morning, because she was asking about both of you, what's going on, and the fact that she remembered both of you from that ceremony was amazing. To even say, those are our boys, those aren't our boys, those get to be ours, and we get to be able to share all the work that you've done. So they have letters over here in recognition from our County Board of Supervisors. Also, our County Board of Supervisors recognize you today again, whether or not you know it. I was there serving in my day job at the Board of Supervisors, and Carlos was actually there, our Scout executive, and they pulled me aside and said, wait a second, we had Scouts the other day, didn't we? And I said, yes, we had two of our Eagle Scouts that were recognized, and so you guys have a reputation in the community, whether or not you know it, and it's a big one, and it's a great one. So uphold that as we're moving forward. So they got recognized by the County Board of Supervisors. The City of Paso Robles also has sent me a letter from our mayor over there, and also from our mayor in Atascadero and Marano. So just so you guys know all of that, and you've also received them, and you can read them. They're also here from the Elks Lodge and from Scouts, our Boy Scouts of America. But one thing I would like to share, I have two things I would like to share about these amazing Scouters. I first met you guys at, I think, a court of honor. I couldn't tell either of them apart. I just kept saying, it's Sebastian. I don't know. I met you guys together, and I couldn't tell you apart. You were both in there. And Sebastian, you came in our little group in front of us of squirrely youngins, weren't listening during the court of honor, which not uncommon. And very quickly, I think this was 2 weeks in, you walked in and realized this is not the time or the place. And they sat still. And from then on, I was blown away. What? You got them to listen? We had been trying for a solid 20 minutes. Shh, come on, we're almost done. You came in quickly and showed your leadership, so that was amazing. And I had the pleasure of getting to spend summer camp with both of you. And blown away at, I know I shouldn't even say this, but the hygiene of these children. I will say, with that time, I got to know both of you, which was an amazing time for me, but also to see how you both have grown and will continue to grow in your leadership, in having, I will say this, the perfect flag ceremony. There was a lot of other troops that had the opportunity to showcase what a flag ceremony could look like. You guys led a perfect flag ceremony. Like this, trumpet, all of it. And this is at summer camp. So being able to do that while you're away without all the resources that you think you might need, you guys both pulled it off, and you got to be SPL during that time at summer camp, which isn't easy. We had 27 scouts that went. So not a small amount, just not a small group, a lot to be able to wrangle and as well as lead through all of that. So I want to say thank you for helping our troop to be amazing. And you guys don't get to leave. You get to be junior assistant scoutmasters, and you get to be here and visit and come back from college. Damian, you have a couple more years, so keep on bringing it back. But I want to say thank you for all of the hard work that you've done, and thank you for leading our troop. Thank you for leading our family, my family in particular. You guys have done an amazing job of being mentors to my own scouts, my boys over there. And he's not here, but thank you for that, and thank you to your family.
Kitchen.
As always, for being an example of what scouting really does mean and to live the scout life. So, thank you.
I'm now going to ask our SPL Dylan Moya to come up and, with his color guard, to retire the colors, please.
Audience, please rise. Color guard, prepare to lower the colors. Scout and scouters, salute. Lower the colors. Return. Two. Thank you.
Go ahead, have a seat there. And then, lastly, Mr. Bryce, sir, come on up, buddy. Bryce, would you lead us in our benediction, please?
All right. Go easy. I haven't figured out doing the script today. All right.
You got this.
Nick, dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to gather here today and celebrate the wonderful achievements of these people I call brothers. Both these Maranos, it's been amazing to be next to them, and I'm really proud that I get to be a scout with them. Been to several of these now, and I never get, it's always the same feeling. I'm glad. Thank you for the experience together and just all that we've learned. And this was an amazing meal. Really lovely. I'm sure others are. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us all here today. I feel very privileged to be able to share these moments with all of you, these fine gentlemen, the Marano family. It has been a real pleasure knowing these gentlemen since way back in 2012. With that, and a few words, Mr. Putney, will you please close our Eagle Report of Honor?
I would be happy to do that. On behalf of Boy Scouts of America, the National Board of Directors, our council, and scouts all over the United States, I officially close this National Court of Honor.